magic.
And it's complete for the touchdown. Cornerback, the rookie from Boomer. He grew up in Garfield, New Jersey, 10 minutes from Giant Stadium.
But short of a first down, Cornerback was able to work free. What a move by Wayne Cornerback.
Absolutely unbelievable. You're talking about a kid who is just all heart.
Welcome to the Underdog Jets podcast with Wayne Cornerback and Robbie Sabo. Welcome back, New York Jets fans, a day after the first OTAs that were open to the media. And yes, you should all be 100% giddy, excited. Joe Douglas has this ship rolling in the right direction. And one man who agrees with me with that sentiment is number 80, Wayne Cornerback. Wayne, what is going on?
No, everything good, man. Like you said, very excited about the draft. I know we talked about it in previous weeks, but yeah, I'm curious to see what you thought at OTAs these past couple of days, because I've heard great things.
Yeah, I know I'll see you later this summer at some point in August at practice, but I don't know if it was the first practice or second practice of OTAs, but it was the first one open to the media on Tuesday, and then the next one will be next Wednesday. I mean, honestly, I was very pleased with the pace. The pace was quick. The defense was communicating. And for a first OTA session, you don't expect a lot of chatter. You know, some of that stuff could come slowly. But even the young kids, Sauce at corner, a lot of chatter, a lot of communication. I liked the pace. I liked the drills the big guys were doing. Offensive line, defensive line, they were getting after it, using the sled. The players were just in shorts and helmet, as you could expect. No shoulder pads, no full team, 11 on 11. You don't expect that early on in OTAs anyway. And the structure was kind of light, where media members would like to see more, get more of a glimpse. But again, it's just OTAs. And right. I like how the big heavies were getting after it. I don't think Saleh gave them a break in terms of what's expected in OTA. So from that perspective, I kind of like the way the coaching staff set it up.
It sounds like none of them were complaining either. I'm, on social media all the time. Guys are bouncing around. Guys are coming out of the facility, the clubhouse, smiling before, smiling after. That's healthy competition this time of year. Obviously, you can't wait to put the pads on, but so far so good. Good timing with the receivers and Zach. And everybody's happy. No one's, saying we're working too hard or we're doing this or doing that. And that's a huge step going into training camp, being prepared on how it's going to be.
Yeah. And there was a lot of 7-on-7s. So there was a lot of passing. Obviously, you can't be running the ball. Right. One call out was Zach, probably a coverage sack, or Zach scrambles out. And this is what he did on this play, where he scrambled to the right, out of structure, on the run. And somehow Michael Carter got downfield. We're not allowed to, and rightly so, not allowed to describe routes, personnel, all that stuff for game planning purposes, strategic purposes. But Michael Carter got downfield one-on-one with a man draped all over him. And Wilson threw a beauty, a dime on the run downfield about 30, 35 yards. And it was one of those Willie Mays over the shoulder catches, a little bit of an angle. So, right. I don't want to go, right over the head. But Michael Carter came down with it for about a 40, 45-yard touchdown. It was a beauty.
You don't have to talk about the route. We could just call it a broken play.
Exactly.
Anytime the running back gets that far down the field, it's probably a broken play. Yeah. But I even heard Zach put some weight on, all muscle. I know he changed his nutrition, changes, his workouts and stuff like that. And I think Coach Saleh said he got thick, whatever it is, but it will protect him. I don't think it's going to take away from his scrambling ability. But it seems like everybody's come back in better shape than when they left.
Yeah, you have kids. I mean, he called him beefy in his last presser, and then this time he called him thick. I checked the transcripts on the Jets website, Jets communication website. They spelt it THICK, the traditional way.
Right.
But, Gen Z goes with THICC when labeling
Okay.
thick. So I wonder if Saleh was thinking that way because he has a couple kids of his own.
I don't know. It's just all funny, Like I said, just the atmosphere, the environment is loose. Like I said, they're willing to work. Guys are there early. Guys are there, putting in the extra work. I mean, I always say it. The cause for optimism is great right now, and even this time of year, you could see that it's contagious. The fans feel that way. The players feel that way too.
Yeah, they're all excited. That was the environment, the atmosphere, long removed from 2 years ago with the previous coaching regime. You could tell, other than having more talent on the field, which they do, and Saleh made mention that he feels like his team is improved. And even if they didn't bring in any guys, they should be improved if they just remain healthy. Last year, another year, terrible injuries. But you could tell the atmosphere is different. There's energy. These guys love football. These guys love to work. And that's the culture aspect that we've talked about so much. And it's really coming together nicely for Joe Douglas and this regime.
Yeah. And the key is, like you said, they're working hard and they believe in themselves. And you got to start fast in this league. And I think this is a good step in doing that, and then you get some people saying Zach's going to lead the league in passing yards. And then someone says they're a playoff team and, they're right behind Buffalo. And then you get assholes like Brady Quinn saying they'll be lucky if they win one game in the first 10.
My former Notre Dame quarterback breaking my heart.
Not that I, wasn't a fan of his, but like, why come out and say that? He's the only guy saying it, but what was his record in Cleveland?
Not good. I know that.
Yeah. So you're always going to have naysayers and people like that, but they're never held responsible when they're going to be 6-4 or something, or 5, whatever it is, 10 games in or whatnot. So for the most part, you're in media. A big majority of the media thinks the draft was A minus. There's nobody, with low grades. Obviously, remains to be seen how these guys become pros. But I think everybody's in agreement that we are a much better team now than when we ended the season. And now it's just a point of, being cohesive as an offensive, defensive unit. And like I said, starting off strong. And I think looking at the schedule, there's some games they can get in the beginning of the season.
I've always thought because of social media and the way, the digital media landscape is trending, someone's going to eventually have to come out with the hot take sports almanac, to hold people to account for what they say.
Right.
It's inevitable. We got to have it eventually.
Well, and then when, good or bad, you gotta get I knew it. And it's like, I don't care what you're, how your take is as a media, personality. And I understand as far as, TV is a lot different than print, about making
bold claims,
predictions and stuff like that. And some of them are like warranted and funny, and some of them are like make you think, but some of them are just stupid. You know what I mean? And then someone said, people come out like they're going to the Super Bowl, guaranteed. Listen, they're a much better team. Say that. There's no reason to go out there and say, no, it wasn't a good draft or no this, because you sound stupid. You know what I mean? But everybody knows. Look at every draft grade by anybody, even Jet haters. And it's agreed that, hey, maybe we're closer to Buffalo than we are to the bottom. Maybe we have more talent in Miami. And who's the other team in the AFC is?
Miami, New England.
New England. So, I mean, it's a couple wins here and there, and you're right up there looking for a wild card. But I think there's no way, they're in the cellar of the AFC East anymore.
No, and if you want to say they'll finish fourth, fair. But, showcase a little nuance. People respect nuance and, critical thinking and intelligent takes over the long haul, as opposed to the hot take of the moment. Now, it's social media. Like you said, some of them are just transparent where they're trying to get engagement. They're trying to get that anger. And that's the key. And people focus on New York because they're so passionate, the fans. So you're either going to get crazy over realistic praise or the other way around. And that's just the way it is. And if you could recognize it, you could curtail a lot of emotion.
But a 1-2 win season, you know what I mean? That's just
you'd have to completely ignore all the injuries last year to say that.
And I've never responded to trolls or people saying this or that, trying to like stir up conversation or like, controversy. I've never done that with fans. I've never done that with the media because I don't want to get involved in it. I'm not going to give them people, their 15 minutes or 15 seconds of fame by getting into a Twitter war with them.
It's what they're after. Yeah.
But some things, you just got to ignore, and, you try to ignore situations like that.
Absolutely. And, speaking of Zach Wilson, the thing that I see right now is that it's all professionalism. Yes, he's having fun too. He's going to the Rangers games, which I'll be there Saturday night, by the way. Thank God they won last night. Game 6 coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully they finish it off in 6, but we'll see. Him and Berrios having fun, but it's all professionalism. He's working hard. The entire organization sees that. Everyone in that locker room sees that. How big is that for the leader of the team, even the coach of the team, Saleh, running stairs? I mean, I know the coach doesn't have to run, doesn't have to showcase physical workman-like abilities. Andy Reid is a prime example of that, but he's got the players. How big is that for the leaders of the team to showcase that they're willing to put it all on the line in terms of professionalism?
Yeah. Like you said, this is his year 2. Needs to go in there as like a team captain, as a leader, because they're going to follow him.
Yeah.
They're going to follow him in the good times and then the dredges of training camp when things are the toughest. He's going to need to lead by example. And as far as going out, to the Ranger games and whatever other New York events, that's great to go out there and be seen and, represent New York. And I always rooted for all the New Jersey, New York teams. I'm not a believer you can only be Jets or Giants or Yankees or Mets or Rangers or Islanders, whatever. So it's nice to see him there. Nice to see him getting great ovations. And I think those are going to continue when during the year, things work out. So good for him taking advantage of New York. I know hopefully he's finally used to it after coming from Utah, being at BYU, but he's taking advantage of it, and it's nice to see him out there supporting the local teams.
Yeah, he told us yesterday he's up to 221, finished last season at 208, but his ideal, it's like he's a boxer, right? MMA fighter. His ideal weight, he said, is around 218. So he wanted to get over that projected mark and then come back down. Was there ever a season or time in your career where you entered a new season drastically lighter or heavier?
Yeah, generally I was like between 185 and 190. There were seasons when I went a little heavier. I was lifting more, knowing that, it's tough to keep weight on during training camp, mostly because of the heat and the doubles and everything. Well, I could lose, 6-7 pounds in one practice, and you gain it back when you start drinking fluids. I've seen linemen lose 10-12 pounds in one practice. But I know one year I was sick. I had a problem, and I went into camp like 170, and I was quick as could be. I was in great shape, but I was getting thrown around a little bit more, trying to block, outside linebackers and, DNs on cracks and stuff like that. That was light. But for the most part, between 185 and 190 was my weight I maintained. And that's that was my sweet spot on how I wanted to weigh during the season.
Yeah, I wonder which year that was, the 170 year, 99? Nah, it probably came in the early 2000s.
That was after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably came in the early 2000s at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good with Wilson. I mean, he's working hard. That's all you could expect out of your leaders, and then let the chips fall where they may. Everyone got involved yesterday, 7-on-7. The ball should rarely hit the ground. I thought his processing was good. Obviously, there's no rush coming at him, so take this with a grain of salt. But his processing was good, quick decisions. Him and Mike White both. Obviously, Flacco, he's a veteran. A lot of guys got involved. Elijah Moore with a bunch of catches, Jeff Smith, some pretty routes, great coverage. And this is the other thing, Sauce Gardner, what a great name, Sauce, number one. Number two, you can never tell what's inside a guy's heart and head, but throw that aside. His physical traits, what he does out there, what he has the ability to do, this kid is a player, and they are going to lean on this kid for many years to come.
Yeah. He seems to be taking a leadership role right away. When you get a young kid like that, obviously, a high draft pick, big contract. It's nice to see that all the first round picks signed already.
Yeah.
So there's no worry about that. I know the tight end signed too. Don't worry about the holdout or this and that. But yeah, from day one, they're committed. I know they're slotted as far as draft picks, but and then they between him and the new additions of Whitehead and Reed, joining that crew, the young guys who came on last year. I know they were young last year. He's fitting right in. But we talked about it last week. But to get the number one corner, I know Stingley went before him. I felt the number one receiver. I thought top 2 D linemen in Johnson, and then the number one running back, the first running back off the board. These are some good picks. These are some day one starters that they got. And then probably the tight end from Ohio State too. So it's nice to see they're all kind of meshing with the veterans out there, but I think there's a bright future in New York for them.
Yeah, Gardner was sticking to guys yesterday. Again, just 7-on-7, young kid coming in, but there were no, what do you want to say? There were no rookie moments. Like, okay, that's a rookie moment. There were no obvious mistakes where, they're running a cover 3 and he's got the outside third and there was a miscommunication on the call or the coverage. He is, think Richard Sherman in Seattle's defense back in the Legion of Boom days. Think that type, because at 6'3", he could play physical. He could bail. He's very comfortable bailing. He played a lot of man in college, but that's okay. The Jets want to run more man. I think they just ran a lot of zone last year out of, necessity, because they didn't have the personnel to play man. So they'll run a lot more man this year, but whether it's the outer third in cover 3 or the outer quarter in cover 4, he could bail, he could play aggressively, he could, be that ball hawk on the sideline that this defense desperately needs.
Yeah. Like you said, the flexibility, what he can do. Obviously there's going to be rookie mistakes and rookie times, but as far as I can see, having a coach like Saleh, who's had players of that caliber, and you have to be accountable to the veterans, on the defensive side of the ball. I think he's going to be fine. He's a very confident kid, and there's a certain amount of cockiness you need to be a stud corner in the league. You have to talk game. You have to let number one receivers coming in that you're going to shut them down. You can't just go out there, and be nuts. You got to say, I'm going to shut you down. There's, like I said, there's cockiness and there's confidence, and he has both, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He should be cocky. He's, top corner out there, and coming to a team like that. So everything I've seen and heard of the kid is what you're looking for in a top corner like that.
I haven't been around him enough, but early impressions I get is he's confident, like you said. He's cocky, but he's also humble in a way where he showcases humility when he doesn't need to be confident, if that makes sense, in the press conferences, off the field. But when he's got to turn it on in between those sidelines, he's got that. And you need that in the NFL, like you said.
Yeah. You need that swagger. And look at the best corners that were there in recent history. You look at Revis, you look at Cromartie those years. I mean, Revis knew he was the best. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew he was the best. And he didn't have to say it.
Mm-hmm. He was a quiet dude.
Confident, not really cocky at all, but, he would say it was Revis Island. This guy's the guy I'm facing this week. I'm going to shut him down. Mm-hmm. You need that. You know, and any good player that has played that position, whether it's to the magnitude of Dion, you know, how he was, to someone as quiet as Rivas, that confidence is there. And it seems like, you know, Sauce has that, you know, from day one.
Yeah, especially that position, because you're going to get beaten a lot, especially in today's game. So
Short memory. The
absolutely.
quarterbacks and cornerbacks is positions of have to have a short memory.
Yeah, I mean, geez, Mel Blount back in the day could manhandle a guy, maybe get beaten, 5 times a season. That's gone. Those days are done. So
No.
Sauce, perfect corner, the perfect guy you want there. Other new guy, one of your favorites, Garrett Wilson. I mean, he wasn't overly flashy yesterday. Ran his routes, mixed in with the big boys, as you'd expect. I like how Saleh, again, we can't go into personnel, but I like how Saleh doesn't hand the rookies spots on the depth chart over to a silver platter. Yet he also mixes them in, if that makes sense. So Garrett Wilson, I love his feet. I made the comparison, Santonio Holmes. I think you went Diggs. I think both are great comparisons. He's got some work to do in terms of reading the entire defense when route running, but man, one-on-one, he could just abuse guys.
Yeah, I'm curious to come there and see it live. You know what I mean? See him go against the top guys. And the fact that Wilson and Sauce came in together, they're gonna be there a long time together. And them going head to head every day. Some days one's gonna get the better of the other. I think it's gonna even out. But just having that, like that, friendly rivalry, that competitiveness of the two guys from big programs, it's just gonna make those guys better. Just make them better in the long run. So I see great things out of Wilson. Garrett, I think, like I said, I said his route running was kind of like that, or like a Stephon Diggs. Obviously, he can catch the ball, but we compared him to some of the other receivers in the draft. It's just I didn't see anybody getting the separation that Wilson got in college the way he did. The other guys, can make the catch contested, but this is the kind of guy he was, 5-10 yards open on some of these deep routes and crossing routes. So, sky's the limit for the kid.
And the last guy we'll touch on is Breece Hall. Again, no 11 on 11, just 7 on 7, so no running game. But Breece Hall, he can be, he could break out right from the get-go. Running back is one of those positions where rookies could have success week 1, initially right off the bat. And I don't see any reason why he can't do that in this scheme. He is tailor-made, other than talent. Who they picked, they're tailor-made for the schemes. Sauce on defense, in the way that Saleh likes to construct that defense, and then Breece Hall in the LaFleur running scheme, zone running scheme, where it's one cut and go and do your thing. And Breece Hall, he's versatile, just like Michael Carter. But, again, what you'd expect to see from Breece Hall yesterday, you saw. He really can be a special back in this league.
Yeah, he puts up some major statistics at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are like, why would you, big Michael Carter fans would be like, why would you draft him when Michael Carter had a tremendous season as a rookie? You need 2 running backs in this league and 2 guys that could play and catch the ball and run the ball and be goal line backs, and third down backs. So, this kid puts up amazing numbers. I know from playing, daily fantasy, I've used him frequently. So they're explosive now. I mean, just what they added, between these top draft picks, the free agents, and re-signing Barrios, obviously, they're going to put some points up. This isn't the kind of team, that needs to win 17-14. You know what I mean? 17, 14 games, 20. They're going to put up some games where they're putting up 30, 40 points. You know what I mean? And that takes a lot of pressure off the defense when they think, hey, if we give up 1-2 touchdowns, we're going to lose. So it kind of goes hand in hand, the offense helping the defense and vice versa.
Yeah, agreed. You got to have two backs. Shanahan goes a little crazy in San Fran with the running back by committee where,
Yeah.
geez,
Well, they got 4 of them there. Yeah.
yeah, if you're a fantasy owner, you lose your mind. You know, your hair turns gray. But I don't see that with the Jets going that crazy, but they got two guys they can rely on. Did you see this when Ruckert signed his deal? His dad led a JETS chant in the background. Let's play it through.
Yeah.
JETS, Jets.
That's what you like to see, that passion.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, he's going to be a fan favorite, and not just a fan favorite. I mean, he's got some big expectations going in there, as far as being a draft pick in the upper rounds. But I know he didn't drop many passes at Ohio State, so just another person to add, to the arsenal for LaFleur to go out there and feed the ball to. So with him and Azuma and Conklin, I would say depth-wise, as far as top, with tight ends with 2-3 spots, I think they lead the league as far as talent.
Yeah,
they're
they're
top
up there, man.
2 tight ends on the team.
They're up there. It's a beautiful thing that he could be the third tight end and not have that pressure, because it's tough for rookie tight ends, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about his blocking ability, but I don't think he's going to have to with those other 2 guys out there.
The one thing that confirmed that I knew his dad was a legend, as the Jets social media account put in the tag on that tweet, is I went to his Twitter account. You ever see Tommy Boy with Chris Farley?
Yeah.
In his Twitter bio, it says one thing: fat guy, little coat.
Nice.
And once I saw that, I'm like, okay, this guy's good.
Yeah,
this guy's good. He's got to start speaking up a little bit more. His stuff is going to be gold. I guarantee you that.
Very cool.
So yeah, we'll see what Ruckert's personality brings as well.
Oh, cool. So we, like I said, I think this was a good show, and hopefully get more next week into more of the OTAs and more of what's being said from the coaching staff. I know from firsthand that obviously, Christopher and Woody Johnson are excited about the future. And I think obviously they're supposed to be, but I think everybody agrees that they're on to something there. They know this could be a special season.
Absolutely. And when you feel the environment, just the atmosphere just change, like it has over the last 2 years, it's a telltale sign. So fans, we're going to do live shows soon. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming back soon on StreamYard. Check out jetsxfactor.com. Use discount code 80. People keep using it like mad. I can't keep up with the signed photos I'm sending out. But hey, I'm not complaining. Keep going to the site. Keep checking out everyone's stuff. Great analytical stuff. Great film reviews. Michael Mania, Joe Blewett. Best thing you can do for us is share this video, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. Wayne, you got the last words, my friend.
Yeah, again, great show. The response has been tremendous. Like we said, it was a week or so ago, getting close to 1 million views.
Yeah,
1 million. Yeah,
a million. We're encroaching on 1 million readers a month at Jets X Factor, which for a Jets only site, any team, in sports in America, that's a hell of a job.
Yeah, and that's obviously due to the fans and the content on the site. So just hopefully put out more stuff that people appreciate, and looking forward to the next show.
All right, Wayne, Jets fans, we will catch you next time. Take care.